The phrase, "I am that I am," found in Exodus 3:14, is one of the most profound and enigmatic declarations in the Bible. Spoken by God to Moses from the burning bush, it serves as a response to Moses' question about God's name. At first glance, it seems simple, but as I delve deeper, it becomes clear that this statement is layered with theological, philosophical, and existential implications. In Hebrew, the phrase is Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, which can be translated in several ways. I am that I am. I will be what I will be. I am who I am. Each variation of the translation emphasizes a different nuance. The present tense, I am, suggests immediacy and presence. The future tense, I will be, implies ongoing action and becoming. This flexibility in meaning already points to the infinite nature of God. He is not bound by time or a static definition. But why would God choose such an ambiguous expression? Perhaps this ambiguity itself is the point. God's nature is beyond human language, thought, or comprehension. In defining himself this way, God might be revealing as much about what he is not, limited, finite, comprehensible, as about what he is. One of the clearest messages in I am that I am is that God is self-existent. He does not depend on anything or anyone for his being. This concept, known as aseity, sets God apart from all creation. Everything else in existence owes its being to something else. A tree grows from a seed, a person is born of parents, a star is formed from cosmic dust. But God simply is. His existence is absolute, uncaused, and independent. This idea has staggering implications. If God is the source of all existence, then everything that is derives its being from him. He is not just another being among many, but the very foundation of all reality. It's as though God is saying, I am the one true reality, the one unchanging constant in a universe of change. But this raises a question. If God is self-existent and independent, why does he interact with creation at all? Why reveal himself to Moses, or to anyone for that matter? The phrase also captures a tension between God's immanence, his presence with us, and transcendence, his existence beyond us. On one hand, I am suggests that God is present, actively existing in the here and now. He is not distant or detached, but near to his people, aware of their struggles and ready to act on their behalf, as he does in the Exodus. On the other hand, the open-endedness of I am that I am emphasizes God's otherness. He cannot be fully known, categorized, or defined. Even Moses, who encounters God in a miraculous way, receives a name that is more a statement of being than an answer to his question. This duality, God as both near and beyond, reflects the complexity of the divine nature. It's a reminder that while God is personal and relational, he is also infinite and mysterious. Could this be an invitation for humanity to embrace both trust and humility in their relationship with him? In ancient times, names often conveyed power or authority. To know the name of a deity was to claim some degree of control or influence over that god. By revealing his name as I am that I am, God resists any attempt to confine him within human constructs. He refuses to be limited by the kind of categories that defined other deities of the time: fertility gods, storm gods, war gods, etc. This declaration essentially says, I am not defined by what you think I should be. I am beyond your understanding. It's a rejection of idolatry in its deepest sense, not just the worship of physical idols, but the human tendency to reduce God to a manageable concept. But does this make God seem distant or inaccessible, or does it invite us to approach him with greater reverence and awe? I am that I am also speaks to God's timelessness. He exists outside the constraints of time. Humans experience reality in terms of past, present, and future. But God is eternal, existing in all times simultaneously. This is echoed later in Scripture, in passages like Revelation 1:8, where God declares, I am the Alpha and the Omega, who is, and who was, and who is to come. This eternal nature provides comfort to those who believe in him. If God is unchanging and eternal, then his promises are reliable. His character does not shift with time or circumstance, but it also challenges us to think beyond our temporal perspective. How do we, as finite beings, relate to a God who exists beyond time? While the phrase "I am that I am" emphasizes God's independence and self-sufficiency, it is spoken in the context of relationship. God reveals this name to Moses not as a philosophical abstraction, but as part of his commitment to deliver the Israelites from slavery. This suggests that God's being is not distant or aloof, but deeply connected to his people and their struggles. In this light, "I am that I am" might also mean, "I will be with you as I am." God's unchanging nature ensures that he will remain faithful to his covenant and his people, even when they falter. It's a declaration not only of who God is, but also of what he does. He is a God who acts, saves, and redeems. On a deeper level, "I am that I am" challenges humanity's understanding of existence itself. If God is the ultimate reality, then everything else exists in relation to him. Our own being is derivative, contingent, and dependent on the one who simply is. This realization can be both humbling and liberating. It humbles us by reminding us of our limitations, but also liberates us by grounding our existence in something unshakable. "I am that I am" defies simple explanation. It is a statement of God's self-existence, eternity, and independence. It highlights his transcendence while affirming his immanence. It resists idolatry and reminds us of his unchanging faithfulness. Perhaps the greatest meaning of "I am that I am" lies in its open-endedness. It invites us to reflect, to seek, and to worship a God who is beyond full comprehension, yet intimately present in our lives. It challenges us to let go of simplistic definitions and embrace the mystery of the divine.